to fit a set of Oxford heated grips to this MT07. So let's get started. So this is the kit released now for the packaging. You can see a bit more clearly what's there. So the controller, the 3 connections for the controller. This one goes into the main harness here. They only fit the one way, so it's not a problem. They're clearly marked, and so the left and the right grip. The one thing you need to check on these is the actual length of the grip, because if you look at the Yamaha one here, you see that it's a bit shorter than the Oxford grip. This here is the trim area. It's in the instructions. You can actually cut away this area, and it's wise to do that. If you don't do that, the bar ends, they potentially will go in the bar ends, but what would happen is they would squash, particularly the throttle side. They would potentially lock your throttle and damage the grip. So just make sure you've got the right length and trim it accordingly. The throttle side tends to be a lot tighter than the left side, and for that reason I'm not going to glue this on here. And as you can see, the original grip wasn't glued on either. The best way I find to do this is just to put a very light scoot of water on here and then push it on, and just being careful again with your position here, because this is the one that's a bit more crucial, is to position this at a slight right angle so it doesn't interfere with the brake lever or any other part of the bodywork. It gives you a little bit of leeway in movement. You can see it starts to get really tight, so you want to try and get that position where you want it roughly before you go home. Still going a little bit yet. So the controller gives you the option of mounting it with a pad or a little plate here, so I think I'm going to try and use the plate. So it's just basically these 4 little screws that will need to go in. Now I've had a good look at this mounting bracket, and the only way it can kind of go on is in this position. There's a little spacer to stop it and a kit to prevent it from hitting there, but I'm not really keen on this. I think it doesn't look quite symmetrical, and it's also quite a wee bit away from the bars, so I'm going to have a look and see if I can do something and mount it a little bit differently. have to go off camera to get these on, to get the purchase on it, but if you look at it, I'll see if I can get it to focus here. It's these little ratchet teeth, so you just need to get something in to prise them apart, and then you can just reclip them in again. So when you're connecting these cables together, you'll see that there's two tiny arrows here on the opposite side. Make sure they line up before you plug them in. They are weather sealed. You'll see the little sealing ring inside, and then just screw them up. So the battery, the loom here is now connected. I've fitted the fuse in here to the main harness just for easy access, and the battery terminals are on. The main harness here is led up through connected, well sorry, the main harness for the grips, I've connected it to the main harness going up all the way up to the head here. So again, I'm just waiting on the bracket drying, but this actually should work now. Let me check. Yep, that's him working. So I'll get the bracket dry. I'll just put the heater on to dry the bracket a bit. I'll get that on, and I'll get the cables tidied up, give it a final test, get the bodywork back on. So here we've led these cables down through here, clipped it in to the standard harness, and fed it through the brake line here, so the brake switch, so it completely doesn't affect it at all, so that keeps it well out of the way. On this side I've done the same here, and for the main controller, which I'm waiting on the bracket drying, so I'll just sit in here, I've fed the cable down through the yoke here and up through the back, so all the connections are going to be at the front of the tank here and well out of the way of the steering, so there'll be no interference there. So I'll go on and do that. One is now installed, brackets fitted, that's a much better position for it. The test here is to just turn the headstock and make sure nothing is catching, nothing is snagging. And it's very difficult to even see where the cables are. They match in really well with the Yamaha, original Yamaha wire, so really pleased with that. I'll get the body work on now, and that should be us. On the bike you'll see there are two mounting bolts here and one grommet which is there, and that corresponds with what's under here, which is this one and these two brackets. So they just all pop on and then the two screws will go in. So that's us, that's the bike back completed, all the bodywork on, everything checked over, everything working fine. No snagging at the cables, are all working well, the controller's sitting well, grips heating up. I think I'll be pleased with that, make a difference to them. Anyway, if you've enjoyed the video, please consider liking and subscribing. I'll be back to the normal stuff tomorrow, back to the big CBR, so I'll have a video out on that pretty soon. Meantime, ride safe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.